My name is Mr. Leonardo El Reyes, and I'm here to teach you all about context clues. First, let us define what is context clues. Context clues are considered as an information such as definition, the synonym, antonym, or an example that appears near a certain word, phrase, and it offers direct, indirect suggestion about its meaning. Authors use context clues to create hints as a way to assist reader in defining a tough or uncommon word. Readers can find the clue appearing with the same sentence as the word it's providing context to, or sometimes it can be found in the following sentence. This process allows readers to use their higher order thinking skills to construct the meaning by putting together clues found in the sentence around it. These inferences will allow readers to make logical guesses about the meaning of many words. So now, there are several types of context clues. First is the definition. So, definition of the word embedded in the text. Like for example, the factory supervisor demanded an inspection, which is a careful and critical examination of all meats processed each day. Then another example is Jason served for 6 months as a volunteer fireman, which meant he worked for no pay. The readers will understand that volunteer means working for no pay. The next one is the synonym or the antony. Context clues can also be found in the synonym or antonym of a word, phrase, sentence, or paragraph around the word. Example, the boxes weren't exactly heavy, just cumbersome, unlike the easy-to-carry bags with handles. Then, the other example is the synonym of a word. The habitat or home of most kangaroos is in Australia. The readers will understand that habitat is another word to say where something is from. It is same with the word home. And lastly, through examples. Context clues through examples help to define a word inserted in a sentence. Now, take a look on this. The builder decided that the house could be built on a number of sites. Example, along a wooded path, near the ocean, or on the top of a mountain. And there is another example. Joven is a musically inclined person. He can play various types of instruments. Like for example, he can play electric guitar, bass guitar, drums, and also keyboard. That's all for today.
A Bachelor of Secondary Education major in English at All Nations College. And today, we are going to discuss to you the connotation and denotation. Now, let's discuss first what is denotation. Denotation, it is a literal meaning of a word came from the dictionary. It is the collection of things it refers to. First, the examples of denotations. First is the word dog. We usually define it as kind of animal which is mammal. An example is the word commitment. The literal meaning of the word commitment is a pledge to do. Third example of the denotation is the word baby. Baby, a literal meaning of it is a young child or the word infant. The fourth example of denotation is the word dove. Dove is a wild bird that is related to the pigeons. Example of denotation is the word rest. Rest is to stop doing something or an activity. Okay, so we are done to discuss about denotation. So now we are going to proceed about the word connotation. So what is connotation? Connotation is the idea and feelings associated with the word. Connotation is what it implies about the things it is used to refer to. Connotation can change according to culture and personal experiences of a person. Since we already discussed about the meaning of connotation, let's proceed to the examples of it. So the first example of connotation is the word Dog. So dog, the connotative meaning of dog is man's best friend. Second example is commitment. The connotative meaning of commitment is an emotional connection to the another person. The third example of connotation is the word baby. The connotative meaning of the word baby is girlfriend because we usually use the term baby as our term of endearment. Example of connotation is the word dove. The connotative meaning of the word dove is purity or peace. The fifth and last example of connotation is the word rest. The connotative meaning of the word rest is to lie dead and buried. For today, thank you for watching.
I am Alisa Castro and I am your teacher for today. Vocabulary knowledge is not something that can be fully mastered. It is something that expands and deepens over the course of a lifetime. In this video, you will learn how to develop your vocabulary through the use of reading. First thing you must do is to find reading materials. Find a book that are interesting for you to read. Scan it and check if the level of words difficulty is suitable for your level, and if it's suitable, you may now start reading it. But in this lesson, you must pick those reading materials with a content of everyday important topics like real-life conversations between two people. Second is make time learning how to build a better vocabulary can be a pleasure and profitable investment of both of your time and effort. So spend at least 15 minutes of concentrated reading and studying for you to rapidly improve your vocabulary in writing, speaking, and comprehension. Third is jot down. It is better for you to have a small notebook wherein you can write down all the unknown words that you will encounter in your reading time, and study the meaning and the use of it so you can memorize those words to add it in your vocabulary knowledge. And lastly, 10 words habit. Make it a habit to learn and study at least 10 words every day, because if you only learned only one vocabulary a day, your vocabulary development will be very poor. So if you started to study 10 new words a day in a month, you will add hundreds of words to your vocabulary that you can really use wherever you go. So that's all for today. Thank you so much.
Created using Powtoon.